Angry Fan Movement is the movement to move with. URL TV for life. You already know what it is.
Yo, I'm back with the guest. We got Murda Mook Manager on. What's good, homie?
What's going on with y'all, gentlemen? Thanks for having me.
What's good, bro?
Yo, phone call.
Introduce yourself, my nigga.
I'm Van, V-A-N. You know what I'm saying? I've been managing Mook for a couple years, but we've been together, you know what I'm saying, since he was about 9 years old.
Okay.
So a lot of history there. A lot of history. Yeah, a lot of history.
Okay, that's what it is. But we were saying we appreciate you calling up. You know, the fans don't know what most definitely taking so long.
Well, I mean, you know, like Mook has said in so many other interviews, it's all about the business. You know what I'm saying? All about the business. We just want to make sure the business is taken care of. And then once we get that solidified, it don't matter who it may be. You know what I'm saying? It really don't. It don't matter who it may be. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me say this. It got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It got to make sense. We're not going to battle a PG. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But it got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, Mook only likes to do things that's going to move the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's Hollow, whether it's Surf, whether it's Arsenal, whoever it may be. You know what I'm saying?
So Mook is down to battle all three, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If that bag is ready, you know what I'm saying, and the business is taken care of, why not? You know what I'm saying? They all formidable opponents. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, you know, there's a lot of arrogance over here. We feel very comfortable where we sit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's a level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Hollow, Arsenal, Charlie Cliff, Sue Surf, you know, these gentlemen are formidable opponents. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the world we could deny that.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Okay. Easy, DMV.
Hey, man, appreciate you calling up, bro. My major question is this, bro, is like, I understand you say, you know, the bag got to be right, the situation got to be right, you know, you want the best for Mook, right? How do you see, you know, how do you see battle rap, you know, being able to support the prices that a Mook or I'm so Lux in here, even though you're speaking for Mook, that you know, a Lux, Mook, Hollow that demand. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel like the business side of that? You know, do you feel like that's on the you know, is all on the up and up? Do you think business is straight enough in these leagues, whether it's KOTD, URL, or what have you, to support having such a large matchup with headline names with the type of money that, you know, that we talking? You know, we heard Lux got his 40, you know, with UW, you know, they did the live stream, everything, but do you think the business acumen on the other side is large enough, you know, with the leagues the way they are today to support something like that?
So I'm going to be totally honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, before, you know, when we was in the Western Hall venue and so on and so forth, there was nowhere in the world you couldn't tell me that he wasn't, he shouldn't have got that type of money. You know what I'm saying? But again, with what's going on in the city now, you know, with the Troy Ave situation, you know, it's a little hard to come across these venues like we used to. You know, realistically, you know, I've sat down and I spoke with Mook in reference to that, you know, and we're willing to negotiate this price. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to walk in and do something for free, but considering what's going on in terms of the venues, we're more than willing to, you know, consider and negotiate these prices. But again, it got to make sense. Like, you know, for years, you know, we got to remember for years when Mook became who he was, the individual which we all come to love, he did all that for free. You know what I'm saying? He didn't reap the benefits of any of that in terms of the financial benefit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a dime off those DVDs. You know what I'm saying? And there's no disrespect to Smack. But let's be real. Like, unless that DVD was speaking of some form of beef between somebody in the industry, nobody was really checking for no interview. We was looking for them battles. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that Mook was the one that was handling this business. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, we didn't receive nothing from that.
Hey, Sam, you on phone? You on speakerphone?
No, not at all.
All right, all right.
You can't hear me?
Now, somebody said the phone's kind of choppy or something. I don't hear it myself, but go ahead.
Yeah, you know, like I was just saying, basically, he didn't receive $1 from those earlier battles. You know, so now with his brand being bigger, you know what I'm saying, why wouldn't we want to be compensated? You know what I'm saying? Nothing in this world is for free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not talking about a 17, 18-year-old kid no more. You know, this man, he's a grown man now. You know, Mook has a wife, a child, you know, bills got to be paid. And, again, y'all see the work that he put in. You know, you can't deny the work. You know what I'm saying? When Mook show up, he shows out. It can't nobody deny that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if they like it or not. Go ahead.
I have a question. Is he all right? What makes him worth this $100K he even wants? Like what names did he beat? What accomplishments does he have to deserve that? Besides the fact that he built it, you know, because at the end of the day he also left for a very long time, and other rappers held it down and brought it to the point that now it's in the arenas and whatnot. So why does he deserve that?
All right. Well, first and foremost, let's not forget, Mook battled any and everybody that was at the height of their career. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we tend to forget. You know, I don't know if you gentlemen are based out of New York, but let's not forget, Mook's first battle that most people seen was Jay Mills. Jay Mills wasn't a walk in the park at all.
Word.
Jay Mills was easily one of the biggest battle rappers in New York City. And I would like to say, if Puff Daddy is coming to get you, it's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? So he battled Jay Mills. He battled Party Hardy, God bless his soul. He battled Sirius Jones. You know, all these individuals was at the height of their career. You know, whoever thought they was that individual, we dealt with them. So, besides the battle aspect, on the outside of things, like right now, we have a TV series that's going to be coming out soon called Mafietta, where he's going to be starring in this TV series with Delicious. We also have another movie coming out entitled Too Honorable that's executive produced by Kanye West and Dame Dash. And we also have another movie that's coming out with Lionsgate called Coco that's directed by the RZA. So, you know, it's not just battle rap with us. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that's going on. And with that being said, other than the likes of Hitman, Conceited, and now Charlie Clips, I don't know nobody else. And Sue Surf and Loaded Lux as well. I don't know nobody else that's making these type of moves. You know what I'm saying? And let's also keep in mind, these moves are being made simply by Mook's brand. No one else is assisting us in doing so. You know what I'm saying? Like when we got on that BET Hip Hop Awards and arguably gave the biggest performance in hip hop history, nobody assisted us in doing it. That came from the fact that he was able to beat Lux and bring that attention to himself with the help of Snoop Dogg, you know. But nobody else handed us that platform. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you gotta respect that. Let's keep in mind, gentlemen. The biggest battle, in my opinion, was Summer Madness 2, which was the Murda Mook return. You know, and again, because I'm an honest individual, I'm not going to say he had the best performance that night. I think it's clear that Lux did, probably followed by Rex, but in the same breath, keep in mind, we did 5 rounds, 5 minutes, and Mook didn't lose 1 round. And if you pay attention closely to that footage, Iron Solomon admits on stage that he lost that battle that night.
Okay.
But you know what? Nobody else in battle rap that's doing it like my brother.
Okay. Go ahead, DMV.
Okay, so hey, I think I agree with most of everything that you just said right there, man. Let me back it up just a little bit. You basically talk about Mook's branding and how all of this kind of got started and how it built. You said you've been messing with Mook since dealing with Mook since he was about 9 years old. You mind elaborating on the status of your relationship, how it built up, and how you guys brought it to where you are today?
Okay, well, basically, I'm older than Mook. I'm a grown man. Not to say that he's not, but I'm older than him. And Mook was about 9 or 10 years old, and I met him in a gym. At the time, it wasn't no rap. Well, he rapped a little bit here and there, but at that time, he was a basketball player, and he was extremely nice. Like, there's no getting around that. Mook was dead nice and ball, And as time went along with him playing basketball, we kind of built a bond through the basketball situation. And eventually he started rhyming and let me hear some things or whatever. And I was like, wow, this kid is incredible. Like, you can just hear from Mook when he speaks the level of intelligence that he has. He's not stupid at all. So, as time went on, I was very supportive in terms of his career. Now, while he was doing his solo career, I was also a part of another entity that's based out of Harlem called MEN, Middle East Niggas. And that's somewhat what I was doing. And we was on the Smack, DVD, and so on and so forth. And I always kept Mook close to me because at the time I felt like we had a future. Like, with no budget, we had to be arguably the biggest thing next to Dipset in Harlem. But eventually that didn't pan out. But I always kept Mook close to me. And as that situation kind of ended, I started to take on a more prominent role in his career. And he had several managers, so on and so forth. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So with all of the history that me and him had, it just made sense for me to step into those shoes.
Okay.
Hello?
So, yep, you got me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Bet. So, y'all started from ball and moved to, whatever you was doing and moved on the music. So, if you feel like Mook is now put himself in a position, do you feel like his brand is just, where it needs to be now, or where do you see that going in the future? Because the last Dot Mob joint dropped, it was dope. Where do you see that going in the future outside of battle rap, or are you gonna stay in both lanes?
Yeah, we're gonna try to stay in both lanes. I mean, we got, like I said, we try to do the battle rap situation. We doing a Dot Mob project. We also got a couple people that's interested in possibly signing him, so that's not off the table. And along with the movie and the acting situations, like that's kind of where we at. Like we're just trying to keep our hands all over the place. Wherever there's an opportunity to make some money, that's where we at.
That's what it is. That's what it is right there. But the fans, I don't be real with you, bro. We kind of tired of hearing that shit. Like, if he gonna battle, is the price gonna come down? What we gonna do?
Well, let me be clear with you, and let me say this, because I heard an interview earlier this week where it was stated that the Sue Surf battle was all made up. It wasn't no truth to that. That's a lie. I have the documentation in my email if anyone needs me to forward that to them. There was a letter of intent signed for Mook to sign on to do 2 battles with Smack, and one was supposed to be Surf. Surf was supposed to be the first battle, and then possibly Charlie Clips or Hollow, whatever situation panned out after that. But we did sign on a letter of intent to have these battles. I actually had maybe several meetings with the likes of Beasley and the other individual. I don't recall his name, but he was the sponsor, and it didn't happen. It fell through the cracks. Obviously, the money wasn't available. Mook was very much ready to make this battle happen. He was ready to start his preparation and so on and so forth. And I made the necessary phone calls all the way up for about 5 or 6 months, and nothing happened. That's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, we're more than willing to take on the 2 Surf battle, and we're more than willing to negotiate a fair price. Let's be clear. Mook wants to battle. Mook loves battle rap. And I'm not going to lie. It's been some time since he's battled, and I'm sure some of these newer fans are not as familiar with him as maybe myself and you gentlemen are. So Mook wants, he feels like he has a point to prove. We definitely feel like we have a point to prove because realistically, other than maybe a few of them, I don't really believe it's too many of them that'll give Mook a problem. I really believe he would single-handedly beat a lot of these gentlemen. Like the performances that I'm seeing, I'm almost for certain Mook could write some rhymes within a couple of days and beat these gentlemen. Within a couple of days. Like it's not many of them that he needs. It's not many of them he needs preparation for. Now I'm not going to sit on all of them. I like Hollow. I like Surf. I like Charlie. I like Arsenal. Loaded Lux, of course. But it's a few out there that, man, listen, they couldn't do nothing to me on their best day.
All right. I mean, so is anything like close to getting locked in, or what's going on right now? What's the status right now?
We open, man. We open. We're willing to work. You know what I'm saying? We're willing to work. Trust and believe me when I say this, and I emphasize it. We are willing to battle. But again, the money has to be there. And I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I'm seeing these small venues. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do so. Not with these small venues that I'm seeing.
Okay, so basically, what you're pretty what it kind of sounds like you're saying is there is definitely a possibility we may not even see this nigga battle at this point. With Santos up and down, and then you get the whole, like you said, up the hole and everything, and then the urban problem with Detroit Ave shooting.
I say this to you, man. We all know Max Beasley, they like the NBA, so I'm not going to discredit them or make it seem like they can't make it happen. I believe if anybody can make it happen, they definitely can. But I don't sit in their meetings. I don't know what they have planned. So, but I believe if anybody can make it happen, it would definitely be Smack and Beasley. And
I'm gonna be honest with you, B. When Mook came back and he battled on his time, and that shit was really not a good battle. Like, niggas really not give a fuck about that shit. Like, do you think that, not just being honest, do you think that if that happens again, do you know how much money that is they wasted?
All right, but let me ask you this, because this is why I have a problem with it.
Okay.
First and foremost, and let me be clear on this because I don't think nobody ever heard this before.
Okay.
During that meeting, it was a conference call. I wasn't physically there, but I was on a conference call. I told them that I didn't think I told them that I didn't believe Iron Solomon would be a good battle. I said it personally. I said, I don't believe the fans would like to see Mook battle Iron Solomon. And that's not to discredit Iron Solomon. He's definitely a legend. But at that time, he wasn't battling that often either. You know, so I personally said I don't think that he's the individual that we should come back in. Mac, Jeezy, they was adamant about that battle. So, you know, if they're giving us this type of money that we asking for, who am I to tell Mook not to do it? If Mook accepted it, and this is something that they want, then, you know, we gave them what they wanted. Now, again, I don't really think that Mook's material was horrible. I don't really believe that. I think that for the most part, I mean, granted, it might not have been to the liking of everyone, but Mook is a personal writer at times. We all know that. He likes to take angles and he likes to dig. So at that point, it was more of a personal battle. But I didn't really see much wrong with what was being said. I agree. I didn't like his delivery. I didn't like his delivery at all. But in terms of what he was saying, I think a lot of what he was saying was being overlooked, and a lot of times Mook, he's very versatile. You know, a lot of these new fans, they like these gun bars and so on and so forth. Yo, I take my hat off to him. But
man, hey, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I know you was a manager. I get all that. Like, yo, I still feel to this day, if Mook had battled Verb back when they were talking about that 25,000, Verb was gonna smoke this, my nigga. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I hate all you saying all this shit. Like, but Verb was gonna smoke that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that. Yo,
Cap, I'll tell you this. I promise you that I don't care who it may be, man. I don't care who it may be. I honestly don't believe nobody can smoke Mook. I don't believe that. Now, maybe edge him, yeah. But clearly, beat him 3-0, it's not happening.
Before this nigga Verb battled Charlie Cliffy, I'm telling you, Verb had the same hunger that Mook had when he was chasing Cassidy, B. It was the same situation. I seen it. He wanted Mook, B. He would have gave Mook that work, I think.
I know a lot of people want it. Who wouldn't want him? You battle Mook, you know what I'm saying? That's a big opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? You will be introduced to a lot of fans that possibly wouldn't know who you were. So, I mean, at the end of the day, who wouldn't want that battle? But I promise you, don't judge Mook based upon one individual, because he's gonna battle whoever he's standing in front of. He's gonna design his rhymes and his verses based upon that individual that's standing in front of him. So Verb is not gonna get what Iron Solomon got, or whomever else you may name. I'm telling you, I don't know these individuals. I only know them based upon the same thing that you see. But I'm willing to put my money on it. None of these dudes ain't going to smoke Mook. That's not going to happen. You'll never see that.
Okay.
You'll never see that. Man, his preparation is incredible. Incredible. I'm telling you. And I'm not going to discuss what he do, how he go about it.
Let me ask you. Yo, Arsenal has a very good chance of fucking Mook up, my nigga. Like I know you the manager.
Who?
And Arsenal fuck Mook up, my nigga.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this, and this is not a battle. It wasn't a battle, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
When they was on that BET stage, right? They was on that BET stage. Arsenal was on the same platform that Mook was on, right?
Yeah, Mook went crazy.
All right. And why is that, though? Why is that? I mean, I heard what Arsenal said. Arsenal said he cheated. He went a little longer. Yeah, listen. Mook had the crowd from the first couple of bars. Mook had the crowd. Yeah. He had the crowd from the first couple of bars. And I'm gonna let something else out that Mook never discussed. No, you know what? I'm gonna let that go, man.
Now, come on, man. You can't do that, B. Come on, B. Come on, man. You can't do that.
When we was in Atlanta, Arsenal said his rhyme in rehearsal, so we already knew what Arsenal was going to say. So the shot that he took that move, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to let Arsenal know in the future, you got to be a little bit more smart than that, brother. Like, we let him get away with that because we knew that he was going to take that shot. And which means we had every opportunity in the world to come back at Arsenal on national TV. But we decided now, you know what, we're going to let that ride. We're going to let that ride. We didn't want to be concerned with that. And as you see, we didn't have to. Because every time them lights come on and them cameras start shining, Mook is going to own that moment, yo. Mook is going to own it.
You know what? Hold on, B. All right. Enough is enough, B.
Guys, talk to me.
Enough, B. Is Mook number one right now? I know he did in the past. Is he number one right now? If you go on very hard to move right now, there's a lot of
Let me say this.
Doing their thing right now.
And we have nothing but the utmost respect for these gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we have the utmost respect for them. I don't know why this slander, you know, and all the criticism that my man is getting. I don't understand it. But as far as right now, currently, he's not active. He hasn't been active. So as you can see, if you pay attention to a tweet, he'll tell you, yo, I would appreciate it if y'all don't put me in these top 10 lists. Because it's not fair to the other battle rappers. It's not fair to the other individuals that are battling. You don't have to put me on that list. You know, and if you don't consider him to be the best, you're entitled to your opinion. But I can tell you one thing you can't deny him. He's the biggest. He don't got to be the best, but he's the biggest. He's the biggest battle rapper in the world. And you tell me somebody otherwise.
Yo, he may be the biggest.
Say it again.
It's starting to get to the point that it's just like, whatever, bro. It's battling. Not even saying it, it's just like, we want to see him battle, my nigga.
Yeah, but Cap, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's not up to us at this point. I mean, all we doing is asking. All we doing is asking for that bag. That's it.
I dig that.
And as I said,
check it out though. Y'all keep asking for that bag. It's really getting to the point that niggas don't even care if he even come back at this point. Because it looks like you asking for a bag that's ridiculous right now. And since niggas ain't throwing that shit at you, we gotta wait a whole 6 years.
But look, let me ask you this: if both parties sit down, mutually come to a number, and agree upon that number, we sign the letter of intent, and the monies is not produced, can you possibly put that on Mook? Seriously, both parties agreed upon the number.
Is that you talking about URL?
Huh?
You talking about URL?
URL. This was URL.
Oh, so
URL. Say it again.
I said the money wasn't there. That's the reason why the battle.
Yeah, the money wasn't ready.
I mean, that makes more sense. That makes sense,
man.
But we
agreed upon it. Trust me, we want to battle. Because I mean, I don't want to be sitting here doing all the talking. I don't really care about the limelight. I'm not into all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a manager. I let Mook do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we would also like to battle. You know what I'm saying? When we come to those events every now and then, trust me, he gets the itch. Mook still got that fire. He still feel like, yo, listen, whoever you put in front of him, they're going to have a problem. It don't matter. I'll put it to you this way. They could say, oh, man, listen, hold on. Listen, they could say, oh, we getting tired of this and so on and so forth. I don't care who it may be. As long as Mook is around, you're going to want to put this individual up against Mook. Until otherwise, until somebody beat him convincingly, that's just what it's going to have to be. If it don't happen, we are writing off areas as well.
If it don't happen, what?
I said if it doesn't happen, he's all right with that as well.
Nah, see, we ain't doing all that right there. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, no,
we want a battle. Nah, they don't want a battle, my nigga. If y'all want a battle, yo, I'm gonna be. You know what? Listen.
We want a battle. We want two souls.
Y'all don't want a battle. Y'all don't want a battle. Y'all want a battle, but on some old type shit right now. Like, if y'all was like, if Mook really wanted to battle, he would have battled already, bro.
Why? He should come and battle for free? He should do that?
I'm not saying battle for free, but you sitting here, my nigga, you just told me he want to battle. But if it don't, how does he want to battle? My nigga, this is the same nigga who told Cassidy, yo, who can't use 10,000, 20,000? This is the same move.
Yeah, this is the same dude that brought his own money to Cassidy. Not nobody else's money. This is the same dude that brought his own money to that battle.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why can Mook not bring his own money, his own 20,000, 30,000 to a battle right fucking now? And we
all right, now let me ask you this. Now let me ask you this. Did you not see on Twitter where we just accepted the challenge with Nick Cannon? But I mean, I'm not going to say that anything has come from it at this point. But did you not see where Mook accepted the $100,000 challenge with Nick Cannon?
Listen.
That's his own
if you think, I'm going to be real with you, I am not paying no attention to no fucking Nick Cannon, okay? I don't know what he's doing over there. He can keep that shit. I don't take it serious until I go on everywhere. That motherfucker is $100K to Murda Mook. You can go to battle Murda Mook for $100K. I don't believe that's gonna happen, bro. No, I won't even entertain that.
It probably won't. But I mean,
it's not gonna happen, bro. You know that's not gonna happen. So why you think? Mook got
you know, I only mentioned that because that was a business move. But go ahead.
I tell you, but at the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, it's just like this. If Mook is that good, Mook can put up 25, 50,000, win, take all. Period. If he's the nicest in the world, he can do that. Period. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Politics ain't nothing.
No. It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
I'll be real with you. I mean, it ain't working right now.
Who else is doing it? Nah, that's not how it works. I'm going to be honest with you. Mook's not going to show up to the venue unless it's a certain amount of money. And let's be clear. Mook's not the only individual that's asking for these type of numbers. Mook's not the only individual that's asking for these type of numbers.
J. Mills
There's other battle rappers out there, you know what I'm saying, that's asking for certain type of money, and when they don't get it, they don't battle. But you know what the issue is? It's because it's Mook. It's because Mook hasn't battled for a while, and we all know what he brings to the table. You can't deny it, and that's what I have a problem with. How can you in one breath say, yo, come on, you doing too much, you're not worth that money, but yet here it is, we have in this interview, and several people are asking when. If he's not what he's saying he is, why are we even concerned about him battling? That don't even make sense to me.
Okay, so let me ask you
both
this.
Sides of the road.
Let me ask you this then. So if Mook has a price, whatever the price is, I agree with you with that. I think he'll bring 100%. We're not going to have to worry about him bringing some garbage. So how do you set the price? How is that determined? How is his market value set? Is it based on the venue? Is it how do you go in as a manager and negotiate a fair price for your, for your talent, for Mook, and also something that's going to be amicable to whatever that league is, because right now, from the outside looking in, like what Caps is saying, the price is crazy. And not to say that we can't, at one point in time we can't get there, but how do you do that today? And then, you know what I'm saying? How do you set that value?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest, again, what normally happens is It has a lot to do with the venue, you know, like what you were saying before with the Webster Hall. You know, the cheapest ticket, the cheapest was $100, the cheapest, and then you got the price may skyrocket all the way up to about $250, maybe $300 for a VIP ticket on stage. You know what I'm saying? Then the venue is holding anywhere between 25 to 3,000 people. Come on, man. Let's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mook deserved that. He deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Not only does he deserve it, you know what I'm saying? When Mook walk in there, he's bringing A-list celebrities there. He's bringing A-list celebrities there. We all know that. And my question to you all, other than the likes of Loaded Luck, and I say Sue Surf, who else is bringing these type of celebrities out? Who else is bringing these basketball players and football players and entertainers and so on and so forth? Whether we care that they're there or not, they help with the event. Trust and believe, when them trailers is going up, you will see Busta Rhymes in the trailer or Puff Daddy in the trailer or whomever else in that trailer or what have you to sell the event. And you know who they coming to see. Summer Madness 2 after the event, Summer Madness 2 after the event, after this horrible performance that Mook supposedly put up. We was at Mr. Child's about enjoying a nice meal. I don't know no other artist that's doing that. And that's not to say, I don't mention that to brag as if it's something like I really care about it, you know, but at the end of the day, it is something that's happening. Puff came here to see Mook. Busta Rhymes came here to see Mook. Shoot came here to see Mook.
I mean, but was it Mook and not Lux though? Because it was all cool and doing his work. So, I mean, so how do we say it was Mook and not Lux?
Who was the headliner? Who was the headliner? Let's be clear. No, what? You said what?
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
I said, who was the headliner?
Yeah, it was Mook and Solomon. I know.
All right. And again, salute to Lux. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm keeping it wanted. Lux had the best performance that night. But before anything occurred, Mook was a headliner. And based upon what he did, 5 rounds, 5 minutes, he didn't lose a round. I don't care what nobody says. You got people it's crazy to me. You got artists out here right now that can't finish 3 rounds with 3 minutes. Are you kidding me? They can't finish 3 rounds with 3 minutes. Mook did 5 rounds, 5 minutes. We didn't forget that though, right?
No, I didn't forget that. I just know that niggas. Hey man, Mook next battle wants to be some fire shit, man. Because that shit ain't enough right now.
All right, let me ask you this: you didn't like his performance against Loaded Luck?
That was crazy.
All right, so I don't even know why we dwelling on Solomon because Loaded Luck was his last performance. I mean,
we ain't talking about that. We talking about the fact that this nigga want $100K, and that if he don't get it, he not gonna battle. So we trying to figure out.
I told you that price is. I feel you, but it's to the point that it's like, okay, do we just leave this nigga alone, and if he comes back, then he comes back? We can't keep focusing on this shit, and ain't nothing happening. Well, listen, I'm gonna say this.
It's just 3 rounds, 2 niggas again. I don't see why a year, 2 years to get that shit done.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Yo, listen, man, if they get that bag, we going to show up and show out. It's just that simple, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know what I'm saying? Both me and Mook would love for him to be able to get on that stage and perform because, like I said, there's a new generation that's out here that didn't get an opportunity to see the work that he put in when he was younger. So all they hear is a name. And they may be able to go on YouTube and look at some old battles, you know, so they probably don't give a fuck about Mook. You know what I'm saying? But my issue is how do we slander or try to act like this man doesn't deserve everything that he's worked hard for. The majority of these battle rappers that y'all mentioned looked up to him. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Man, I hear with my nigga B, man, he gotta hop in the ring, bro. I hear all that. He gotta hop in the ring, bro. It just is what it is. I don't know what he did myself. I know what he did. He needs to hop in the ring and show us what's up. You got Serve.
Who you want him to battle, Cap?
Huh?
Who you want him to battle?
Who do I want Mook to battle? It's weird because if anybody deserves them, it's Hollow. But I really don't think that's going to be the best battle on camera, to be totally honest with you. I want to see him battle Arsenal myself. Or this is up there also. I want to see Mook go. I want to see a name like Mook next. That's what I want to see. That Iron Solomon shit, whatever. He threw Skittles at him, for God's sake. I can't do that shit.
You don't want to see the Surf battle?
Why not? Yo, I'm going to be honest with you.
I like the idea of Mook versus Surf.
Yo, I do too, but I want to see Arsenal before Surf myself. I know Arsenal's not going to play with him. I know he's not going to play with him.
I just don't think the Mook Surf battle will be close though. That's my issue. I don't think the Mook Surf battle will be close. So it would end up being like another Iron Solomon joint.
Who you got winning?
I got Mook
winning. If you don't think it'll be close, who you got winning?
If Mook battle Surf, I got Mook. But if Mook battle Arsenal, I don't know.
Yeah, what it is, man, is people want to see him in a dog fight. People go back to that Jay Mills battle, and they know that's a dog fight, so that's what they want to see Mook in.
Yeah, but let me say this. A lot of people didn't think we was going to be Luck.
Oh, we know.
So let me ask you this. Is Arsenal better than Luck?
Is Arsenal better than Luck? Well, you want to say better penalized? Nah. I won't say that.
Nah.
Man, listen. I ain't going to lie, man. I try to tell people, man, that kid Mook is a different breed, man.
Man, I want to see it. We want to see it. We hear it.
All right, well, listen, man. Listen, all I ask you to do, yo, tell the fans, man. Tell the fans, tell Smack, tell Beasley, yo, make it happen, man. I told you we more than willing to negotiate that price. You know what I'm saying? But it got to make sense. It got to make sense, man. It got to make sense. We're not coming in there and helping fill them seats, and you offering us something, you know what I'm saying, that we can get elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Mook, the movie that's coming out on Lionsgate. Mook just wrote for that movie and acted in that movie. We all know movie money is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
we all know movie money is pretty good. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Move the math might not be bad.
I got something else I want to address too, man. Because I've been having a problem with that dude, Norb. Norbs do a lot of talking. And I just wanted to put that out there and say, listen, man, I've been Mook Manager for a minute. I ain't never had a word with Norb. I ain't never stood in front of him, none of that. So I say all that to say, all this fronting he doing, I don't know what position he plays over there at URL, but let me be clear. When we have our meetings, Norbs is not sitting in those meetings. Norbs is not sitting at that round table where we negotiating this money. So let's be clear. Whatever it is you're doing, it must be with the PGs, because you ain't doing nothing with us. All that fronting you doing and all that, stop it, brother. Stop it. Stop it. When I'm negotiating at that round table, I'm talking to Smack, Beasley, and possibly Harry. I don't see Norbs. So stop with all that fronting.
Oh, I mean, what happened? What did he say?
You know, Norbs run his mouth a lot, man. Norbs run I don't know. He thinks he's Charlemagne or I don't know. Like, Norbs run his mouth too much for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like, I don't care if you're talking about Mook in terms of his talent. You don't have to like him as a battle rapper. You don't have to respect him as a battle rapper. You're entitled to have your opinion. But when you start trying to slander a man's character and belittle his brand and all this other type of stuff, man, sit down, man. Sit your ass down, man. Word. And that's real talk, man. Be respectful over here, man, because we ain't got nothing but respect for any and everybody that we deal with. Is there arrogance over here? Yeah, we have every right in the world to be arrogant. We got every right. We from Harlem. That's how we move. But we ain't disrespectful about it. I just sat in meetings where a lot of these battle rappers that try to shit on Mook and try to discredit his resume and so on and so forth, they don't even know some of the opportunities that's been given to them has been given to them because this man sits in a meeting and mentions them. He sits in a meeting and say, listen, in order for this to happen, I need the likes of Arsenal. I need Lux or whatever. Mook, he tries to include anybody that he believes is going to help, build this brand or so on and so forth, or build the culture moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But then it's crazy because we are these battle rappers, all they do is throw shade. You know what I'm saying? They're hating. I understand it, though. I understand it. They feel like he in his way. I don't know how he in the way. Your talent should speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? If my man ain't battling 2 or 3 years, how the fuck is he in your way? Your talent should be speaking for itself. Then the other day I hear on an interview, Disaster say something. Mook shouldn't be on Mount Rushmore. Are you kidding me? He said, "Are you kidding me?" I think he said something to the likes of, "There's people that have 30 or 40 battles." Okay, what does that mean? 30 or 40 battles. But then the crazy thing is that in the same breath, they'll say if the battle is going to occur on King of the Dot or URL, they don't count. So that's a contradiction if you ask me. How in one breath you going to talk about all these battles that they have, but if they ain't on URL, they don't count. So are you telling me that Lux and Hollow battle didn't count?
Nah, that counts.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, it counted.
All right. We talk about Arsenal. Arsenal got about he got about 100 battles. When the last time? And now, if we talking about King of the Dot and URL, if it don't happen on there, when the last time Arsenal battled on URL?
I mean, what's that mean though?
I'm asking a question. I mean, because these are the individuals that they saying should be on Mount Rushmore. They saying, they should be on Mount Rushmore because they put in all this work. They got 100 battles, but then yet you say, but if it don't happen on URL or King of the Dot, it don't count. So if it don't count, why are we counting these 100 battles? Does that make sense?
What you mean? Why are we counting the?
No, listen. I'm only stating what has been said. I think wherever you battle.
Every battle count, bro. Every battle count.
That's how I feel. I'm only stating what was said. I don't agree with what they said. I don't agree with it at all. It's a blatant contradiction if you ask me. You can't talk about the number of battles somebody had and then in the same breath say that they don't count if they're not on URL. That don't make no sense to me.
That's a fact. We don't subscribe to that. We don't at Angry Fan Radio, man. We don't subscribe to that model, man.
I don't care what nobody say. Listen, if you step on that stage, if we were trying to discredit Mook's battle with Lux, it was a Joe Button's concert or whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, if you step foot on that stage, this is the material that you prepared. This is what you got to deal with. Because if Mook would have lost that battle, niggas wouldn't give a fuck if it was on a street corner. He would have been fried.
That's a fact. But let me tell you this.
You talking about the one against Lux?
Yeah, I said when when Mook battled Lux, right? The word was his last battle prior to that was Iron Solomon. So if Mook don't beat Lux, it's not going to be a good look for him. His career might be over or tarnished or what have you. At that point, that's pretty much what was being said. You know, so then considering that we went in there, we did what we needed to do, but then of course they still try to discredit that battle. Oh, that was a Joe Button. It didn't happen on URL, so on and so forth. All right, man. All right, so I guess no disrespect to Lux, but I guess the material that he brought to that show would have been different if he was standing in front of URL. That's what we saying. Because I know when Mook started writing his rhymes, he wasn't writing them rhymes thinking, well, let me write these rhymes because I'm going to be in front of these individuals. He wrote them rhymes for whomever they was going to be there. 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 Going to be there.
Fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, my beat. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man.
Gang fan movement is the movement to move with.